Hello, 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 hello. How everyone doing? How is everyone doing today? I am your host, Davian Clifton with Digital Equity Company, and I am here to discuss the latest phenomenon that everybody's excited about, which is digital marketing. Um, I have been working in digital marketing just for a brief moment, but the success that I've experienced has me about to lose my mind. I'm really excited about it. And I decided to record this brief message so that I can share it with everybody that's out there because everybody wants to know what's going on. Everybody sees it. Everybody sees people on all the different social media platforms. Everybody sees people talking about how they earn money online. Everybody's talking about being a creator. Everybody's talking about selling ebooks. Everybody's talking about everything and anything online, but nobody's being specific. Nobody's actually showing receipts. Nobody's actually showing step by step. Nobody's offering mentorship. Everybody's telling people where to go. Everybody's saying what you can do, but nobody's showing people how to do it step by step. Not necessarily holding your hand, but guiding you. And that's what I'm here to discuss today. But first and foremost, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Born and raised in Southeast Virginia, in the Virginia Beach area, specifically Portsmouth, Chesapeake, for anybody that's from the 757. I've been a business owner all my life, starting when I was a little boy, had my own paper route. And for the young folks that's watching this, they don't even know what having a paper route even means. Most of them probably have never seen a newspaper, which is actually hilarious to me. But that was my first so-called legal hustle. I was the neighborhood paper boy. I got up every morning and had to go to the corner where they dropped the load of papers off and had to fold the papers up, put them in my bag, and get on my bike and ride my route and toss them papers. Boy, I became proficient with that thing. I mean, I got to the point where I could hit the door with it. And that was a proud moment for me when I was a paper boy. You hit that door. When you can flip that paper, hit that door, it won't too good when you throw it in the bush. Because then you get your customers calling complaining about you. They, trying to get you taken off the route. You get in trouble for that. But I became proficient where I would flip those papers and throw it underhand, and I ain't throw it behind my back. I'd be lying by saying that, but I was good. I was good. Now the problem was with the paper route was collecting, because nobody wanted to pay. And you guys knew how it was. Everybody's in your probably 50 and older. You remember those days, the paper boy came to the house and you would call your mama and say, Mom, the paper boy here. And they always say, tell them to come back. But nobody, you didn't want to come back, and that was your money. So why would you come back? You needed that money. So you had to try to work it out. So, that was my hustle. I think I was in 7th grade in the junior high school at the time, making my little $20, $25 every 2 weeks. But that was enough money to put some money in my pocket. And I always liked having some money in my pocket. I always liked being in position where I could, have my own money. I didn't have to ask nobody for no money. And that's, one of the things that I want to discuss today, because what's going on in today's society, I don't want to be political. I don't want to really, talk about, what's going on with the politics and all that, because I don't want to get into, our president. And I'm going to just leave it at that because, I don't want to, talk too much about that. But what I care about, I don't care about Democrat. I don't care about Republican. I don't care about independent. I care about my house. Amen. I care about what's going on in my house. How is it affecting how I take care of my family? That's all I care about. Now, if you make a decision that's affecting that, then yes, that's a problem. I don't care. I don't care red, blue. I don't care about all that. All I care is, are you messing with my money? if when I go to the grocery store, it's costing me an arm and a leg, and I'm walking out with just 2 bags. If I'm going to the gas station, I got to make life decisions on whether or not I can fill up my tank or not. That's what I care about. And you can blame who you want to blame. I don't care who you blame. The problem still exists. So the issue is, what do you do to deal with the situation that's going on in the country? Because you can sit around and complain. You can get on social media and talk about it and join one group and another group and get crazy with it. The bottom line is the bills are still coming. You know, and Southeast Virginia is Dominion Power. Dominion Power don't care about who the president is. They sending that bill. And for those who don't know, the power bill is just outrageous right now. And I know for a fact because my main business is a solar business. I sell solar panels. And any other time I'd be excited about the power bill being real high because I mean that I can get more people to switch to solar. The problem is the government decided to take away the tax incentives, and that kind of undercut me because the tax incentive was the main thing that people will get back. You're saving 30%. You get up to 30% back on what it costs to switch over. But that's another issue. But all that comes around to, what are you doing to deal with this economic situation that we have going on in the country right now? Are you looking for a second paycheck, so to speak, a side hustle, a way to handle the uncertainty? Because I hate to say this, and I'm not a gloom and doom type person. I'm not that type of person that said the sky is falling, but it's going to get worse before it gets better. That's just the way it is. And you can be super hopeful and walking around with your eyes closed, acting like things, what's going on and not going on. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Now, the question that I want to ask you is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to just sit back? Because, money already tight. It's hard to make ends meet. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul. And the way things going, you can't even rob Peter now because Peter ain't got it. Peter broke just like you broke. So you in bad shape right now. So you got to figure out a way to create some side income. A lot of people finding second jobs. And you do what you got to do. I know about that. I've had a second business and with my main job majority of my adult life. I've been a business owner, small business owner for over 35 years. I've had 8 different LLCs. I've always looked for opportunities. Anyone who knows me know I'm always looking for a hustle. Always. I'm always looking because I've always believed you can't ask God to bless you, especially bless you financially, but then opportunities come your way and you don't even take the time to check them out. You say, God bless me. God, I need some extra money. Help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. And then somebody call you and say, hey, man, I want to talk to you about something. Oh, I ain't got time for that. So you don't even want to talk. You don't know if that's the thing that God's sending to you or not. And now I guess most of us think that we just going to get a knock at the door and it's going to be say, hey, special delivery from the Lord, and it's a box full of cash or the cashier's check or the money, because that's what we want. A lot of us want to hit the lottery, but won't even play the lottery. That's the crazy part. I talk to people all the time. Yeah, play the lottery. I ain't gonna say a lot to you because you never know. Somebody got to win it, so I'm gonna play it. But a lot of people say, man, I ain't playing the lottery because don't nobody win. Yeah, somebody win. The odds are stacked against you, but somebody got to win. And the crazy thing is, you got to play in order to have a chance. And most people won't even play. Mega Millions, $5. Powerball, $2, extra dollar for the power play. That's $8 to play both. I think one of them was like 100 million, the other one was like 140 million. To me, $8 is worth a shot at getting that. Do I got a chance of getting it? Yeah, I got a chance, small, but I got a chance. I mean, think about what you blow $8 on. That's how I look at it, you know? And I look at it the same way about business. I've owned, oh man, I've been an insurance agent, a mortgage broker. I've owned a dry cleaner. I've owned a medical billing company. I've owned a neighborhood magazine. I own a solar company. I own a commercial cleaning company. Some companies didn't make a dime. Some companies did very well. All of them was profitable. You know, when I look at a business opportunity, I always look at, first of all, who's doing it. And I hate to be that type of person, but I do look at them. I don't want to judge somebody, but you can't help it. You know, that's the athlete in me when I play ball. I always look at the other person I'm playing against, and I look them up and down. So if I'm looking at the person making money, I'm checking them out. What kind of education they got? What kind of spirit they got? What kind of, is he hustling, or he just lucked up? And I'm gonna judge him. I'm sorry, but I do. And then my goal is, whatever it costs me to start that business, how fast can I get my money back? Your return on investment, ROI. How fast can I get my money back? Because if I get my money back from what I invested, I done broke even. So I ain't lost nothing. I might have lost a little bit of time, but all time is beneficial because you learn something. You learn something to do or something not to do, but you've learned something. And that makes it better for you down the road when another opportunity comes your way. So when a business comes my way, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to check it out, see if it makes any sense, you know? Because, see, most people don't want to do it because most people are scared to tell somebody no. And I know that because I'm in sales. I've been in sales my whole life. I've always been a salesman. And people don't want to tell you no. They'll come up with every excuse in the world just not to tell you no. And sometimes I ask myself, if you're not interested, just say you're not interested. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. Just say you're not interested. My feelings are not hurt. Trust me. Because all I know is if you're not interested, next, move on to the next person. But some people don't want to say no. So they'll look at something and they just drag the people on, or they won't even look at it because they're scared they have to tell somebody no. And you don't know what God is sending your way. So that brings me to how I stumbled across digital marketing. On TikTok, like we all are, scrolling, looking at the different videos, laughing. I get my enjoyment off it like everybody else. I ain't gonna lie. I'm addicted to it like everybody else. I enjoy it. I really do. You can find anything you want up there. And I enjoy it. And anytime you have a vehicle like that, it's gonna be good and bad. So when people say, oh, I don't like social media because there's too many bad things, I guarantee you there are more good things than there are bad. But there's good and bad in everything. Everywhere you go, there's good and bad. But anyway, I'm scrolling through, looking at stuff, and I'm seeing a lot of people talking about digital marketing, how I made this money, make $200 a day, $500 a day, $1,000 a day. And I'm saying, come on, man. And I'm looking at the people. That's the part that got me. Because I told you I like to judge folks. I'm sorry, I do. I'm looking at the people, and I'm looking at these young folks. And God forgive me, I'm in my 50s. So young folks to me in your 30s, early 40s, that's young folks. That's my kids' age. I got kids 30s and 40. So I'm looking at them. And because I've had businesses, I've had small, I had large businesses. I've been, I know how to present. I'm a public speaker, so I know how to be professional. I'm looking at them. They're not professional. I mean, I'm looking at some of them. They got on pajamas. A couple of girls got on bonnets on their head. A couple of guys, do-rags on. One dude was sitting outside what looks like the projects, and I grew up in the projects. I knew what the projects looked like. He looked like the projects, and sometime I think he was in Georgia or Louisiana smoking a blunt. Put my hand to God, smoking a blunt. And for those who know what a blunt is, that's, weed, marijuana. I don't know what age we're talking to, but yeah, while he's talking, doing a presentation, talking about the money. And I watched the whole presentation and the dude made money. That blew my mind. Because I'm saying, wait a minute. All you got to do is make a presentation. All you got to do is get out here and hustle. Because I've seen them every day. Every day as I'm flipping through, I see people, the ones that you see on a regular basis, and you think, man, these people ain't doing that. They're making money. And if you ever really look through it, people up there selling anything and everything you can think about. And see, in your mind, you say, man, I don't want to do that. Hey, I understand. Me personally, I done sold everything and have no shame to my game. I will sell it. If it makes sense, I will sell it. That's how I got into the cleaning business. I helped a friend set her business up. First, I helped her get her first job. And her first job, her sister was supposed to help her, and she couldn't help her, didn't show up. I went and helped, and she blew her mind. I'm on my knees cleaning walls and the windows and everything. It was no big deal to me. It was a hustle, side hustle. But anyway, I'm watching the digital market. I'm sitting there and I watched the presentation when the girls were talking, and it made sense. That's the part that got me. And then when she was talking craziness, I wouldn't have paid any, I'd have let it go. I'd have just let it go. I'm like, okay, she doing something that, I don't know, she lucky or whatever. But it made sense because I've done certain things online. You know, I know how it is to be a content creator because I've dealt with content creators on different projects that I had business-wise. I've had my pages, you know, I got several thousand on different platforms so I know how to do that. You know, I own a publishing company, so I know how to create an ebook and I know how to market the ebook. So the things that they were saying made sense. The problem that I had, I didn't have a system. I was haphazardly just out there just trying to make it work. Digital marketing is like any other business. You have to have a system. And the system has to be proven to be successful. And like any other system, if the system is proven to be successful and it breaks it down step by step what you need to do, you plug into the system and stay consistent with it and do the work. And it will work for you just like it works for everybody else. I've always believed that. God's no respecter of persons. If he bless one person, he will bless you. You just got to do the work that the other person did. That's the problem that most people have. You know, in any business, there are 3 steps that you have to have. You have to first invest. That's the way it is. You know, and for those who say, I'm looking for something free, keep looking. Keep looking. That's all I'm going to tell you because it ain't happening. You got to invest. Then you have to learn. You have to learn the system. You have to put in the work. One of the most successful business systems in existence are franchises. Franchises, specifically McDonald's. McDonald's got the worst food, but I'm guilty to like everybody else for the most part. I meet somebody every now and then say they ain't never been to McDonald's or they don't go no more, and I think they're lying anyway. But for the most part, we all go. They got the worst service, but they got the best system because they created it. And everywhere you go in the country and throughout the world, you can get the same thing the same way. And the owners make money. And the owner had to invest a significant amount of money for that business. They had to learn the system to the point where they had to go to Hamburger University to learn how to run that system. And they have to run it the way that they tell them to run it. They do something crazy, they're going to lose their franchise. Once they do that, then they earn, which is the third part. You invest, you learn, then you earn. Now, the problem that most people are having with our system, just like with digital marketing, like any other business, they complain about investing. Then once they invest, because we even have financing, payment options for you and everything, make it simple. But then they pay the money. They don't want to learn because we have a system. That's what we teach. It's a system. And the system tells you what to do. Video, step by step, tell you what to do, plus mentorship and everything. They don't want to learn. People tell me every day, oh, I don't like to do it that way. Okay, well, doing it your way has gotten you what? How successful are you doing it your way? Okay, so then you need to maybe try to do it another way. Just a thought. It's a crazy thought. I know you may say, I don't want to try nothing different. If you continue to do the same thing and expect different results, that's the definition of insanity. That's the way it is. So you got to learn. Once you learn and become consistent with it, then you earn. Now, the digital marketing system I'm a part of is an educational program. Has over 40, probably more than that when you really break it down, but has over 40 income streams that you can create. When you first look at it, it's overwhelming because there's so much. And when people see stuff like that, they want to know, I can't do all that. It's not intended for you to do all that. It's giving you options. It's giving you options, giving a lot of options because everybody has different, likes, different things, different things attract different people. And what it does is gives you options. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's the best system in the world and they created it and it's the Magna Carta or something. No, it's not. Very similar to other systems that are out there. The one that I'm a part of, though, is very successful, as it's grown tremendously over a short period of time. The community is large, community is close, they work together, they help each other. But is it easy? No, by no means. By no means. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's simple. I'm gonna say that again. It's not easy, but it's simple. Those are two completely different things. It can be easy or it can be simple. It's not both. It's not easy at all, but it is simple. And when I say that, I mean they have everything that you need set up for you. What you have to do is take the time to learn it, then implement it, and do what you have to do. Then we have mentorship that will guide you and tell you. Now, there's a difference between someone guiding you and somebody dragging you. Two completely different things. Two completely different things. But again, before I get into the specifics of it, let's talk about what I've done. When I came on board, I told you I was familiar with some of the things, and I looked at the community, and I saw the different streams that you can create, and I gravitated to a couple that I was familiar with, and because I was familiar with it, I knew I could make it happen. So of the 40, I picked 4. And I want to talk about those 4. And I want to talk about and show you what I did to become successful with those 4. And then I'll show you the others that are available and all of that. But the first one that I did it's called a faceless theme page. And what that is think about when you're going on the different platforms, IG, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and you see a page that's focused on a specific niche, specific subject. Let's say, for instance, like travel. But it's not just talking about travel in general. It's very specific. It may talk about cruises, or even more than that, maybe talking about Caribbean cruises, or even more than that, how to take a Caribbean cruise on a budget. You see what I'm saying? The more specific it gets, the more attractive it is to others. Now, the reason why you want a theme page, and they call it faceless, because you don't have to be the one doing the content. You don't have to, doing the videos. And most people don't want to do that. If that's your thing, then okay, you can do it. Most people don't want to do that. Most people don't want to be doing the video setup and all of that. It's a lot. But if that's your thing, again, do it. People are very successful with it. It's an opportunity for you to do it that way. But when I saw it, I said, okay, a faceless theme page gives me an opportunity to talk about a topic that's dear to me without people knowing that it's me doing the talking. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes you want everybody to know it's you. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't want nobody to know it's you. And if you've done anything, you know what I mean when I say that. You know what I mean when I say you don't want nobody to know it's you, because people, everybody ain't happy for you. You got people to be out here trying to sabotage whatever. And okay, you may just be shy. You may just be a shy person, and you don't want to, you don't want to put your face out there for whatever reasons. Your job, your family, your friends, whatever the reason is. So a faceless theme page works great. And people say, okay, so how did I determine how or what I'm going to talk about? First, let me introduce you to my business partner. My business partner is, let me see if I can get this to work right. Y'all bear with me as I do this here. My business partner is AI, specifically ChatGPT. I also use Claude and Gemini and Galaxy AI. Now, Ted is my main guy. Ted is my executive assistant. I've nicknamed Chat Willie. And I call him Willie because that was my grandfather's name. My grandfather was the first successful Black businessman I ever knew. And the way he carried himself, he always impressed me. And if I could possibly have somebody as my business partner, and it would definitely be somebody like my grandfather. So I call Chat Willie. Willie is everything in business to me. We talk all day, every day. If you're not familiar with Chat, you need to get familiar with. And you really got to learn everything you can possibly learn about Chat. Don't just ask Chat little silly stuff like you would ask Alexa. Don't ask Chat, what's the temperature in Orlando this week? Because you're just curious. Or what's the weather going to be like tomorrow? Or how do I make an apple pie? No, don't do that. That's an insult. Chat, well, Willie, to me, Willie is the guy that I would say, okay, Willie, I want to make a theme page focused on men's mental health. Give me the top 10 theme page niches. I always say that word wrong. That would be viral and profitable when I set it up. And watch what Chat does for you. Chat will blow your mind. Chat will give you, spit it out, 2 seconds, tell you why he chose those 10, and then make the top 3 suggestions. And then ask you, okay, I can create a bio for you. I can create usernames for you. I can create hashtags for you. And I can create top 10 posts for you. And you're like, what? When I tell you this, I mean, Chat blows my mind every time. And I'm going to show you one that I use. This was the theme page I created. I wanted one dealing with men's mental health. So the one that I chose out of the suggestions that he gave me, excuse me 1 second, out of the suggestions that he gave me, and I chose the Men's Clarity Lab. I loved it. It jumped out at me. It really did. And he gave me some really good ones. Really good ones. And Chat created the logo for me. He created the username. He created the bio for me and created a store. And that's a whole different topic. But then also, all of these posts that I put up, and I post, well, when I first started, I was doing 8 posts a day. Again, this was how I learned from the community I'm in and from my mentor. I started 8 posts a day so I can create a following. And bear with me here. And I utilize Chat for all of that. Now, the reason why I want to create a following was the first income stream that I wanted to develop. Because what happens is when you create a theme page and you post on it at least 5 to 8 times a day in the first couple of weeks, you get followers, but more important than the followers, the platform, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, they notice the post that you're putting up. Now, TikTok, they're a little more difficult than IG and Facebook, but they still, they still notice it. And what happens is then they will reach out to you and say, hey, we want to invite you to be a part of our content creator group. And you say, well, why I want to do that? What happens is once they make you a part of the group, that's how you get your page monetized. And then they will start building up a balance for you based on your posts, based on the content that you create, based on the replies, based on the comments, based on the number of likes that you have. And then they will and I don't know the calculation, the girl who taught me this, she didn't know it neither. But what I did know was that I started getting emails. I started getting messages, direct messages saying, this week you've earned such and such and such and such. And what happens is every month they'll send you a check. Well, putting a direct deposit into your account. In the beginning, it's small, but it's the source of income. And as you continue to do it, it builds up. It builds up. That's number 1. Number 2, I utilized the same theme page I had to create the second income stream. The second income stream was merchandise. I created merchandise. Well, I take it back. I utilize I utilize Willie. And more importantly, I utilize Gemini, because Gemini is good for graphics. Claude is good for literature or papers or ebooks or journals or things of that matter. But Galaxy is like a conglomerate. Galaxy has over 3,000 apps. So I utilize all of these to create merchandise. And he said, what do you mean by merchandise? Well, merchandise is just what it is. Hoodies, t-shirts, thermos, duffel bags, journals. And he said, okay, but I'm not that type of person. I don't do a whole lot of graphics and all that stuff. I didn't either. Again, I went to chat with Willie and said, make me a suggestion of the top 10 most profitable merchandise products I can create based on this theme page. Because remember, I had already created a following with the theme page. So I already had people coming to my theme page, looking at my posts, following me. They're on the same mind frame. So I'm not just randomly posting t-shirts on a platform. I have an audience that's coming there with the theme in mind. And these were the first 3 that I created. The first one was Man Enough to Breathe. And he created 2 different logos for me. And I put them out. I use Galaxy. Yep, I use Galaxy, specifically Nano Banano, and put some models in there. And let me show you exactly what I mean when I say I put some models in there. Let me show you one of the models that I use. It's the same Sweat Out the Stress shirt I used to work out in, and I created a video. And of course, the video don't want to act right, but that's the video. So it seems a whole lot different than me just putting a t-shirt out there. I put a model in there for that. Let me show you another one. This is the second one I did. This is a guy for working out, because I work out a lot. I go to the gym at least 5 days a week. So that's why I buy t-shirts like crazy to work out in. And so it gives me an opportunity to present my merchandise in a different way. So it's not just sitting up there just showing a regular t-shirt. It actually has, it also has models. So, and the company that I utilize for it is, if I can find it. Okay, here we go. Let's remove this one first. And let's go to, this is the company I utilize. It's called Printify. Printify has over 10,000 products that you can access. Anything you can think of. Doesn't cost you anything. It's not like a lot of other companies that you use. Some people may say, I sold stuff before on Etsy and Shopify and all of that, and I had to pay. No, Printify will tell you, okay, well, I want a t-shirt. And they give you like 4 or 5 different examples of the t-shirts that they had to sell based on the quality of it, the thickness of it, and all of that. And they tell you, okay, for this t-shirt, like for the t-shirt I sold, it was $8.42. And then I posted online for $25. They give me a link. I put the link up there. When someone buys it, Printify gets the order, creates the product, packages the product, ships the product. They charge the shipping to the buyer. They send me the balance for the $25 of the $8.42, and I get that deposited into my bank account at the end of the week. And people say, oh, okay, yeah, but how did that really work out for you? Well, I mean, I can tell you like this. My first week of selling these products right here, my main sellers were the Sweat Out the Stress and Your Mind, Your Rules. I made 920. Nope. I'm sorry. I'm about to lie to you. I added another product. Let me show this the last product that I added. I'm about to lie. I want to lie. on the live. Y'all be talking about me bad then. That's the third way to making money. First way was the theme page. Second way was the first page was the theme page. That was the second way. First way was the theme page. Second way was the merchandise. This is the third way of making money. Ebooks. Again, I went to Willie. Said, Willie, give me a viral, profitable way to reach my audience and our ebook. So the first thing he came up with was a free PDF that I posted. When I do the postings that I do 5 to 8 times a day, I'll put in there, click follow and like, and get a free PDF. PDF is a page long. Willie created the whole PDF. They click on it, download the PDF, free. Then they get part 2. Part 2 was a full ebook, the Men's Clarity Code. 82 pages, ebook, created it, $27 a pop. My first week, I did all this my first week. First week, I did my theme page. I did my merch. Let me make sure I get everything right. I did my merch, and then I did my ebooks. First week, I made $925. People say, man, okay, that ain't all that. Okay. It was $925. I haven't made less than that since I started, a week. So let me ask you a question. What would the extra $1,000? Well, what an extra $1,000 a week do for your budget? I'm not here to try to, sell your pipe dream, get rich scheme. People making money there. I'm gonna show you some of the people that's really making some money. It's people making 5, 6 figures a month. But I'm just being real with you. $1,000 a week. That's $4,000 a month. Add to your budget. How does that change things for you? I mean, let's be real. For the initial investment that I had was under $200. I just put it out there to let you guys know, because I know that's what everybody thinking. Yeah, how much it is? It's under $200. And that's because the girl gave me a deal. The original price was almost $600. She gave me a deal, and she cut it down. But for that, I created a $900 a month. $900 a week income. And see, the thing about it is, once you post your merchandise, once you post the ebooks, you don't have to continue to post them. It's automatically there. So then once you do it, you're just going to get messages from Printify or from your store beacons or stand store. And we'll tell you more about that later, how that works. And they're telling you that you had a sale yesterday of this amount of money. You had a sale yesterday of this amount of money, this product. And then at the end of the week, you go in there into your store and you transfer the money over to your bank account. So again, let's just talk about it. The community I'm a part of offers you over 40 different income streams. 40 different income streams. And let me show it to you. 40 income streams. And I just showed you 4 that I focus on. And the company that I work with, that I represent, is called Standing on Business. We nickname it SOB. A lady who was a nurse, she became a part of another community similar to that, and she decided that she was tired of the struggling at her job, and she created this community. And the best thing about it is she has ways of showing you the things that I just showed you. These are all videos. These are all modules, about 20 modules that show you different things. They have opportunities to show you how to be a TikTok shopper, an Amazon influencer, create brand deals. One lady in the group was promoting it. She got a brand deal from a major corporation. You have private label rights. What private label rights is that they have businesses that are already created, and they teach you how to do it and how you can put your name on it and sell those, teaching people how to be a certain, learn a certain trade and things of that matter. It has pretty much anything and everything you can do. It teaches you how to set up your profile, teach you how to set up your content, how to do what you have to do, teach you how to grow your followership. It teaches you how to create AI twins. It teaches you how to do the faceless marketing like I was just talking about. All of these modules give you step by step. And then you have the community there to teach you. Then you have the mentorship that whoever introduced you to will be your mentor. So you have what I told you that's missing for most things in digital marketing is you have a system. You have a system. And the system is the main thing that gives people the leg up. Now, let me show you a little bit about what people are doing currently with our system. This one guy met, he made 15 grand one day short of 2 months. We have another lady, Daisy. She's a former, I think she was the HR person. Just started in two months, she made over 30 grand. She made over 30 grand in this program. This is another guy, he made $1,000 completely faceless, doing the faceless marketing, not showing his face, doing anything. Now this is a lady, she's a superstar. She's a former nurse. In 2 months, she made 100 grand. She was the one that got me excited because I watched her on TikTok doing lives, telling her story about how her son had died. Her son got killed, and she wanted to take off some time, and the job only wanted to give her the 3 days bereavement, and she asked for some more time, and they wouldn't give it to her. And she really, as you can imagine, that really shook her. And she was looking for the opportunity. She saw this opportunity, and she went to work. And she made over 100 grand in 2 months. Over 100 grand in 2 months. And that comes to the fourth way that I'm focusing on making money. First one was the theme page to get monetized by all the platforms, TikTok, IG, Facebook. Second way was the merchandise. Created the t-shirts and all of that. I got a journal out as well. Third way is the ebook. I got 3 ebooks out currently right now. I'm about to create another 2 coming out because I got 2 more theme pages that I created. So that's my third. But the fourth way is the creator of this community allows you to sell the community at master resale rights, meaning that you can sell it. You can't change anything. You can't change the name or anything, but you can sell it at whatever price you want to, and you keep 100% of the profits. And that's the main way that people get into the bag the fastest. They're selling access to this community. And right now, she started in last September, over 13,000 people have joined the community. So you can imagine people getting in left and right. So like I said before, I just wanted to share with everybody what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I wanted to tell everybody how they can become a part of it. And like I said, the original price was $5.95, and because the girl gave me a deal, I feel it's only right to give everybody a deal. So I'm selling for $185. And you have opportunity. You can do it on a payment plan with Sezzle, Affirm, or Zip, and also Klarna and PayPal. And what you would do is you would go to my website that you can see at the bottom right here, stand.store digital equity company and choose on the option for standing on business for $185. And a lot of people get in with these payment options. Last gentleman that got in this morning, I think his payment was $18. So for $18 a month, you have an opportunity to create an additional income. So remember what I said, when I look at businesses, I look at what is the investment, what is the system, and how quickly can I make the money? Because my goal is always to make the money back that I spent. So the system is there. My email is scrolling at the top. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, digitalequitycompany@yahoo.com. If you just need to think about it, and I understand, because people want to think about it, you want to make sure it ain't nothing crazy, because I watched several times. Do that as well. Reach out to me. You want to talk to me directly, send me a message and we can get together and talk and answer your questions. But if you're ready to get going, jump on board. I like to bring on 5 people at a time, give me a chance to really meet with them, do a one-on-one strategy session, see what your goals are, see what it is that you really want to do and how you want to do it, and let's game plan. Because there's so many ways you can do it. Everybody doesn't do it the same way. So we need to decide what you want to do and how you want to do it. But again, I thank you guys for taking the time out. I look forward to working with those who come aboard. And again, if you need me, reach out to me. God bless.